Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think I have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come on in, you guys. Come on in. We haven't been on here all week. I've been busy, you guys. I really have. Trying to take care of some stuff that and get over, what's going on with the Naziah Harris case. That really, took me out there for a minute, but just trying to get over that. And so I decided to come on a little bit early than normal. I know you guys, just make sure you like, hit share, and we're going to get in and get out of here. Because, like sometimes, talking about these babies, it takes a toll on you. Especially when there's nothing you can do. Everybody lying. Nobody wants to tell the truth. So we're going to talk about this baby that's in Chicago. Chicago is just in there for some reason. Chicago, the way they taking care of them kids in Chicago, it does not even make sense. Hey, Leisure, how you doing? Hey, Tina Powers, how Karen in here, Shauna's in here, and Sanjay. How you guys doing? Evelyn is in here. Evelyn, how you doing? I'm trying to speak. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody there. So, and Miss Dee Dee, I see you in the building. Miss Dee Dee. And so, we're still going to be talking about the Naziah Harris case. And I think we're going to just go over some things Monday. about Naziah Harris, but I want to shed some light on this one child, you guys. And I don't know if you guys heard about it. I mean, they're not trying to say too much, but I'm going to tell you what happened. As far as the first notification I got was that this child was brought to the hospital. The child was 2 months old. They pronounced the child deceased. And I'm like, who is the child? Where was he at? And the family was outraged. What do you mean? Where was he? I mean, I had no information other than the family want justice and they made a memorial. So, the first thing that we do, hey, Wendy, how you doing? We always, you go to the beginning to the end, like, okay, so the child has a family. Every child has a family. So first thing you see who the mama is, who the father is, where was the child at, what time was it, what was they doing, where and why is this 2-month-old gone or deceased, and they're doing a memorial and nobody knew nothing. Yeah, they keep hurting these kids. It's a hurting feeling when there's nothing, when there's nothing you can do. And sometimes we're not going to give up on, but I believe that Jarvis is gone. I don't believe we're going to get to really knowing what happened to Naziah. I just don't, but, I felt like, how sometimes you'll say something about a family member, and even though that you say it and you believe what you're saying, or you think like it don't make sense what you did or how you did it, and it don't have to, but you don't feel good about it because there's possibilities you could be wrong, or there's possibilities you got it wrong or whatever, but still the fact is you're mad. You're just mad. And sometimes people be like, why you attacking me? This is like this family here. So let me tell you what happened. Unfortunately, the search for the results to indicate that the baby, his name is Kayson Flowers. So Kayson Flowers is a tragic story. You guys, if you don't know, he's 2 months old and he lived in Chicago. And this is what it's saying. Kayson Flowers, 2 months old boy named Kayson. The Cook County medical examiner ruled his death a homicide due to child abuse. There is current and ongoing investigation and a reward being offered for information. It seems that they used the context of tragedy, even if it's not related to more like a car accident or something like that. So, oh my goodness, what is this? This ain't even telling me what I need to know about the baby here. Let me go back and find it, because it just don't want to tell me about this baby. It just don't. But it's okay. Here, I found one right here. So what the mother had did was, and you're not gonna find a lot about it, but here it is right here. It's telling it right here. So they got a $7,500 reward is being offered for the arrest and the conviction of those responsible. And you're wondering, okay, you need to know some information. So a grieving mother and her family are searching for answers after 2 months old Flowers died while spending the week with his father last month. Okay. Kaylin, she's 23. She dropped off her son at the father's home April the 19th But when she picked him up days later, her baby was deceased. The father returned the baby to Kayla on April the 28th. And when he handed the stroller to her, he told her the baby was sleeping. She walked the baby 2 blocks to her home in the 200 block of West 106th Street. But when she went to take him out, she discovered he wasn't breathing. Oh my goodness, this almost reminds you of almost a little bit of the King case. So I guess she must live close to him. And so this is the mother's story, because I guess the father's not saying anything. So she went to go pick up the baby, and he said, "Oh, the baby's asleep." So she took the stroller and the baby got the baby home. So she say, and she discovered he wasn't breathing. So the pastor and the executive director at the Christian Ministries was at his Washington Park home getting ready for the day when a distraught Kayson Flowers called him, shrieking and sobbing. She said, why would she say, "My baby is dead? They killed my baby. He's black and blue." So this is why a lot of people are maybe blaming the mom or looking at the mom, because you call the minister. Did she not call 911 first? Let's see. So relatives took the baby to Roseland Hospital. So they didn't call 911. So they took the baby. This is why some people are going, But a lot of people have came to this family and said, "Oh, this family is very well known. This family is a good family. The mom, she would never. The whole family is in church. It's got to be the daddy." Now, see, now I'm understanding. At first, I only had the story where the child got dropped off at home, and the father had said that the child fell asleep in the car. And then she checked on the baby, and the baby wasn't breathing. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. This story is saying something totally different. It's saying that she walked to go pick the child up. The father is saying that the child was asleep. She did not check on the child. She gets all the way home. She tries to get the baby into the house. She said the baby black and blue. Instead of calling 911, she done called the minister, and also they took the child to the hospital instead of calling 911. An autopsy later determined Kayson died from child abuse, and his death was ruled a homicide. The case is under investigation. Detective later told Kayla that Kayson had been deceased for 6 to 8 hours before she picked him up. Well, now that's telling me, by going by what her story is saying, that would be the father. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Aries. How you doing? How's everybody doing? Evelyn, what's going on? Thank you for coming in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Wendy, what's going on? I see you in the building. Okay. So the detective later told Kayla that the child had been deceased 6 to 8 hours before she picked him up. His arms and legs was covered in bruises. It was heartbreaking for me to see my son in that condition, Kayla said. Now the family want answers. Kayson's family and Roseland Christian Ministries are offering a $7,500 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. So, okay. They had a visual held Tuesday afternoon outside the church on Michigan Avenue. Kayla Flowers called on the persons responsible to turn yourself in. Okay. My son didn't deserve that. He was only 2 months old. He couldn't fight back, she said. Okay. Kayla said she hasn't spoken to the boy's father since the day she picked up Kayson. And all she's heard are conflicting stories about what really happened the day he died. Okay. Kayson was not just a child, he was an infant, a baby. His life had only just begun when it was violently and senselessly taken from him. That's what the mother said. He never got the chance to say his first words, take his first steps, or celebrate his first birthday. He was only 2 months old, you guys. The loss of Kayson is not just a personal tragedy, it is a moral crisis. Somebody related to that father knows what happened. Okay, now the plot is thickened. She hasn't talked to the father. Did she not call him, find out what? She says she hasn't talked to him. But now I'm getting to understand what's going on here. Because this is what she said. Somebody related to the father knows what happened. He brought a dead baby, his dead baby, to the mother and tried to pass it off as if she was the one who committed the crime. Somebody knows what happened. Hazinga called on police to prioritize the investigation into Kayson's death. If anybody knows something, please say something, said Megan Flowers, Kayson's aunt. Somebody that was supposed to protect him failed him, so please come forward. Kayson was Kayla Flowers' only child, and she said her son was loved by everyone who got to know him in his short life. He was really, really beautiful baby. I think they're going to get to the bottom of this really quick. He had chubby little cheeks and a beautiful skin tone. Despite how difficult losing her child has been, Kayla Flowers said she will continue to fight for justice with the support of her family, friends, and church community. Okay. That's all they're saying about Kayson Flowers. They're really not saying a lot about this child. You know, the family is out. You know, I looked on Facebook a little bit and she said, did she not call him to find out? Evidently, she said she has not talked to the father, but they're talking like, they're not even talking about like, I gave you my child and then you bring him back. If he was already deceased and I didn't know it, and I walked all the way home with this baby, and then they're telling me it was 8 hours ago, surely it's not the mother. Surely it's not. Now, if they would have said maybe 30 minutes to an hour and we don't know, but 8 hours ago, okay, so there's something going on where the police has not picked up the father. Think about it, you guys. The police hasn't. Okay, if it was just think about it. I give you my baby. I come back to pick up my baby. I walk home 2 blocks. Guess what? Baby black and blue. Baby ain't breathing. I'll call the family. Hey, 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 hey. Instead of calling 911, y'all take him to the hospital. You take him to the hospital. So, that's a 30-minute drive. But you take him to the hospital. They can actually get to your house faster. Now, and because she's walking blocks. So that tells me, and they said Michigan Avenue. So Michigan Avenue is going to be probably a nice neighborhood. Yeah, he was beautiful. Yes, he was, Jacqueline. He was. Hey, Carla, what's going on? She said, I'm tired of these crazy people. Girl, I am too. I done really lost it. I don't even think I can function the same way anymore. I mean, when I really start thinking about, especially like this kid right here, this baby, I can't even say kid. It wasn't even a kid, he was a baby. 2 months old. I mean, and that's why some of these cases I don't like to really say anything, because when you start digging deep and you get off into it and you start seeing people and they lying and the baby's still gone, you're never going to get justice. So people always saying justice, justice. I mean, we do want something. We want, that person that if you can hurt a child, we don't know what you would do. Kids are off limits. Period. I mean, you know what? Like, people don't understand. You can talk crazy to adults. You can go lie on them, do whatever. But why would you put your hands on a child? Even if the child's screaming and crying, just go shut the door. Just put the baby in the bed and go shut the door. Put some earplugs in your ear or something. Just go shut the door. Don't put your hands on a child. That does not register to my understanding. Why would you do that? I'm going to tell you guys something, and I follow it even right to this day. Because, I do work in the health field, so I work with geriatrics now, not pediatrics. I just switched it up. And I really don't know why. I should have kept going where I was going. But nevertheless, it's all good. So geriatrics is kind of like pediatrics. You're just dealing with and I hate to say this, but a big older person that can't do, but kind of maybe sometimes they understand, and then some of them they don't. But if you look at it like in a baby form, like when people grow old, they grow younger. You know what I'm saying? Some of them can't feed themselves. Some of them can't walk. Some of them's memory is gone, or the family don't come around. And you see how people treat older people. So, of course, sometimes you get frustrated. They done played in the poop. They wearing a diaper, all kind of stuff. But if a person treat a older person bad, and like I said, sometimes, they'll cuss you out, call you names or whatever, tell you to leave them alone, stop, whatever. You can't, that's just like a baby. They are helpless. And, if you feel like you are treating someone badly, even just in your thoughts, you be like, oh, this person getting on my nerves. it's time for you to kind of just back away. Maybe whatever you need to do, give them their food or something. And like I said, maybe you need to take a good 10 minutes and let them cry it out. Some people cannot stand a baby's crying. It triggers something. We've learned that. It triggers something big time when a baby cries. That's why when we get these cases like Naziah, and this child is 12, 13 years of age, where she can talk and tell you what's going on. She's just now starting her life, and then somebody just snuffed it out of her like it wasn't nothing, and everybody just go on with their life like it ain't nothing. Oh, she missing. Oh, I'll turn it in tomorrow. This ain't taxes. You ain't doing taxes. You have to hurry up and jump on that. So I understand now why people were on Facebook and they was like, something just don't set right with the family. Now, I'm not accusing the family, but you have to look at, why is it that they did not arrest the father? Why? I really want to know why. And then there's a reward. There's a reward out for, it was 5,000 and now it's 75. It's unbelievable. Let me see here. Let me see if they're saying anything that I do not know. Yeah, it says poor little guy never had a chance. Poor little guy never had a chance. And everybody got something to say about it. I mean, it's crazy. But whatever, let's read some of it. So the baby was with someone else for a week, but the mom doesn't know who that someone else is. So your baby was supposed to be with the father. And then this person says 1 + 1 isn't equal 2 here. The article was updated after my comment was made. Okay. The family asking for answers. Who was the baby with? This is confusing. I'm confused. Who was watching the baby? Your 2-month-old was with someone else for over a week? Nope. They brought the baby back on the 28th and he was pronounced on the 26th. At only 2 months old, why was he in anyone else's care outside of his mother? Did the father have a girlfriend? He could have. Where are the parents? It's not rocket scientists. Who was the baby left with? Come on. He did not deserve this. Okay. Didn't they say she let the dad keep him for a week? So here's the thing. So I guess I did not know that the mother let the dad keep the child for a week. And he brought him back and said he was sleeping with the papa, and why not question him? How do you pick your baby up, though, for someone else's care and not even interact with them? Pick them up, kiss on them, anything, especially after a week. I would be kissing and loving all over my baby as soon as I saw them. Something doesn't add up. You mean to tell me your baby was dead in a car seat for hours and you had no idea? So see what I'm saying? Something's not adding up. Okay, so the mother is pointing the finger at the father, but he's not in custody. I'm confused. I am confused too. And the family, and they just left the baby in the car seat. Then when they realized he was bruised, they took him to the hospital. But the hospital is saying the baby had been deceased for 6 to 8 hours. So when they seen bruises, they didn't realize the kid was dead. My God, too many holes is everyone's story. Yep. Too many holes in this. Like it don't even matter. It's sad. Yes. And Tina Power said, did the father have a girlfriend? Carla wants to know. The father should be in trouble also. Exactly. You would think the baby be safe with the dad. Well, here's the thing, Carla. Why is if she left the child with the father, but she left the child with the father for a whole week? Man, I'm telling you. I have done that. You know, you can't blame the mother for letting the father do his fatherly duty. You can't blame the mom. Like, you know, that's the first thing everybody gonna say. Y'all women, y'all get these babies, and then you don't never let the father see the child. You just want that child support. I don't think people have a baby just want child support. I truly don't believe that's the reason why they have a baby, so that they can get child support. But people say stupid stuff like that. But you do need child support. He was black and blue. Exactly. He was black and blue. But the thing about it is, see, you guys are missing the whole situation. And I know you guys know what I'm saying. She sent the baby to the father to stay for a week. That's not unheard to do. But you didn't look at your baby. You ain't seen this baby in a whole week. But she sent the baby to be with the father. And evidently that has to be true. Because they would have picked her up if she didn't send the baby with him for a whole week. But what time did she pick the child up? And that doesn't make sense. Because here's the thing. They would have her on camera or some kind of way to know with that baby been gone for 6 to 8 hours. Maybe the father didn't know the baby was gone. Maybe they hit him and everything. Oh, he's asleep now. Oh, he's sleeping real good. Let's just let him sleep. And a baby sleeps 6 to 8 hours? Okay. Huh. People like, I'm getting me some rest now. Oh, that's what it'd be like. It do. The father needs to answer many questions to the police. And here's the thing, Aries. I guarantee you that father got an attorney. And you really don't have to have an attorney to know. Guess what? You don't say nothing. You don't say anything. You know? And they better have some evidence, you know? And that mother, they don't know if the mother, they haven't arrested the mother, they haven't arrested the father. And they can't because the father probably ain't said nothing. The father ain't said nothing. So they're going by what the mother is saying. Well, she got to say something. She brought the baby into the hospital. You can't bring the baby into the hospital and then be like, I ain't saying nothing. You get arrested right then. So just because the mother is speaking doesn't mean she's off limits. She's not. 2 months old and you don't check your child when you pick him up is crazy. I'm not blaming her, but I'm looking at my child when I pick him up. Yes, I follow you on that. I follow you on that. For real. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's just crazy. And let me see here. No, don't even start. Oh, here's a pretty, pretty picture of the baby right here. The family and their church are offering. So the church has got into it. Where's CPS in all of this? It's not. The baby's just 2 months old. You know, it's too late for CPS. Panthers would have been coming off if I see my baby in a week, okay? Who's been with before I leave the house? My baby gonna be okay. Or they ain't gonna be okay. Didn't they say the baby had already been dead like 8 hours when she picked it up? Yep. They did. They said that. They said that. It says a month before he died, 2 months, Kayson Flowers was baptized. So the baby was already baptized. Thank God. The baby was baptized a month old. That church is now helping to seek justice in his homicide death. The church and the victim's family are offering $7,000, 75, leading to the arrest. My son did in mere weeks after giving birth, the new mother hugs and kisses for her only child have turned into sudden heartache. This is heartbreaking for me, seeing my child in that condition, Kayla said after Kayson was in the care of someone else for over a week. She picked him up on April the 28th. She says she was told he was asleep inside his car seat before leaving. Me not thinking anything of it because it was raining, I just took my baby to the house. She said, I just took my baby to the house. Because I'm like, why was he in a car seat? Okay. They have car seats that's carriers too. Because I didn't want my child to get sick. So when I went in the house, I uncovered the stroller. And the car seat fits inside the stroller too, you guys. I just want you to know it's a carry. It's a 3-in-1. And that's probably what she got. And they're very expensive. She said, I uncovered the stroller in the car seat. My baby was lifeless. Kayson was pronounced deceased at the hospital later that day, but the family says doctor told them he had likely already been deceased for 6 to 8 hours. I want justice for my son. I'm not going to rest until I get justice. Okay. I'm just saying. Seeing him in that condition, just lifeless, breaks my heart every single day. He's supposed to be here. Kayson family shares their heartache with the congregation. They are also leaning on their faith, asking that their calls for justice be answered. He never got a chance to take his first step. He never got a chance to say his first words. He never got a chance to celebrate his first birthday. Chicago police will not say if they are searching for any suspects, only calling his death investigating. In the hospital, there's a police, the doctor, and CPS to talk to the mother. Yeah, you're probably right about that. But, I don't know why it is so many people. I wanted to see what they said. It's not even confusing. It's confusing that she wasn't handcuffed. It's confusing that the father wasn't handcuffed. Okay, so the mother is pointing the finger at the father, but he's not in custody. Okay. A baby that small should be at home being watched. Yeah. First of all, why would you leave a newborn with anybody for a week? Somebody said that. Who leaves a 2-month-old in the care of someone else for a week? I'm just saying. Sorry, doesn't sound right at all. I have so many questions. Where was the mother? Who was watching the baby? What do you mean a reward leading to the arrest? This isn't a grown person walking around that was killed. This was a baby. Who did she give the baby to? It wasn't kidnapped. Someone else for a week. At that age, even the dad wouldn't get my newborn. Not me. You know what's so weird, Leisure? I don't think I would give my newborn to somebody for a week either. But everybody say SP, everybody grieve different. Postpartum. She probably had postpartum. Da 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 da. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I get tired of hearing it. But you can't put everybody in one box. But I mean, you don't be born with mother wit. Some people be like, shoot, I just needed a break. I thought he was safe with his father, and then that's understandable. So her story could be true. And people's talking about the math ain't mathing. Why are we searching for answers? Why isn't the person she left the baby with for over a week the lead suspect? Why wasn't they listed in the report instead of saying something ain't adding up? The mother, the grandmother, the sister, brother, grandpa, aunt, or uncles must have done it since nobody knows. Okay, so $5,000 for information for the baby, and they have $20,000 on information for each escaped inmate. This is ridiculous. Okay. Story doesn't add up. Let's see who was watching the baby. Here's the thing. Oh, yes, Leisure. Leisure say a whole week. A whole week, you guys. Yeah. Who are the detectives? Probably the same people that investigated Naziah Harris case. Somebody's retiring. The nurse didn't come to see her laying on the floor. They don't go pick up evidence. People got to take pictures, call it in, move it around, manipulate it a little bit. Then they go pick it up. Then they don't run DNA on everything. It's crazy. Does it state anywhere the police has talked to the father? Nope. Let me tell you something. If I was a father, and I'm just saying, I wouldn't say a word. I mean, because here's the thing. It's not making sense. They probably picked up the father to question the father. They can hold that father for, I think it's like 48 hours or maybe 72 hours. It's either 48 or 72. But anyway, he probably went to jail and didn't say a word. You know what I'm saying? And without him saying a word, they got to investigate her story. Now, I'm going to tell you something, because it's not insane to give somebody, especially the dad of your child, the baby's daddy, the child to take care of for a week. It's not crazy. I've seen it done a lot of times. This stuff is really getting out of hand. There's people that don't give a poop about these kids. They don't care. They don't care if it's weird how they didn't realize that the baby was deceased. Like when the mother picked up the child, she said it was raining. She can't make it up. She can't make it up, you guys. Because if she say it on the news, the police is looking, saying it wasn't raining. Well, she walked, so she didn't have a car. So she was probably living with the family, living with mama and daddy. So but she's 23, still young, but she's not young, young. You know what I'm saying? She's not 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, where, it hadn't kicked in yet. You brought a whole baby in this world. 23, I don't know. Leisha says no baby is quite that long. What do you mean that long? So, you mean to tell me, hold on. So you mean to tell me that, I hope they are looking for surveillance. I do too, Dee Dee. Quite that long. Oh, quiet. No baby is quiet that long. Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. The father, you know what? And they probably did pick up the father. But they can't, and they got to get all their stuff together. They can't just pick him up and say, we charging him. Charging him with what? They got to get all their facts together. So there's really no, I guess they're putting out the reward for somebody in the family to say, oh, I was over there when this happened, and I was there when that happened, or I seen him put his hands on the baby, and the baby was crying, and then the baby stopped. Yeah, y'all. That's how that worked. So I think it's just a matter of time. I think they will arrest the father because you gave the child to the father and he hands you the child back in the car seat, in the baby carrier, in the stroller. And I try to tell you guys, they got these strollers that is 3-in-1. It's a stroller, car seat, and a carrier. It saves you money. You can take the carrier. You can use the car seat as a carrier. You can flip it down. It transforms into a car seat, and you can just fit it right off into the stroller, where now it's a stroller. So the mom say it was raining that day. So you walk to pick up this child that you hadn't seen in a week. And he said the baby sleep and it's raining. Okay. Exactly. So let me see what else they are saying. Oh, your daughter has one? Like I said, when you pick up your child, you immediately look at him. Yeah, some people do. Some people don't. Some people be like, oh my God, okay, the baby's back. Authorities have confirmed that the death of 2-month-old. This thing keep popping up. Oh, Lord. I'm trying to visit this. Southside is being investigated. See, it don't even want me to read it. The Cook County medical examiner office identified the victim as Kayson Flowers. According to the autopsy, The infant died as a result of multiple injuries consistent with child abuse. His death has been officially ruled a homicide, you guys. Kayson was found unresponsive at his residence in the 200 block of West 106th Street around 10:15 a.m. on Saturday, April the 26th. April the 26th? You know, that's kind of weird because they said it was April the 28th she went and picked up the child. I don't know. Family members transported him. I told you guys they didn't call 911. Transported him to the Roseland Community Hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Chicago police confirmed that detectives are actively conducting a death investigation. As of Tuesday evening, no arrest has been announced, and authorities have not released additional details regarding the circumstances surrounding the child's injuries or potential suspects. The Chicago Police Department Special Victim Unit is assisting in the ongoing investigation. Anyone with information related to the incident is urged to contact Area 2 detectives or submit tips anonymously through Chicago Police tip line. That's all they say. Yeah. If it's raining, you make sure your child is covered from the rain. Exactly. You do. You do. You mean to tell me no police was at his door when the crime has been committed? No. That's where all the evidence is. Well, they probably went to the house. Let me see. They're talking about something else. But I'm trying to I hate this thing right here. I don't know. I don't know. The mother, she could be a little slow. I wouldn't say a lot slow, but I can't even believe. Kayson Flowers, 23, dropped off the son at the father's home April the 19th, but when she picked him up days later, her baby was deceased. The father returned the baby to Kayson Flowers on April the 28th. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't understand how they got April the 28th and it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense, you guys. This is one of the family members. That's where all the evidence is at. Sorry to sound so gruesome, but that is where it's at. Okay. This is a family member, and a family member says, let's clear this up. He went to his father's side of the family. He was alive. He came unalive from dad's care. When I say I watched the Flowers family grow up in Roseland Christian Ministry, my home church in Chicago, and they still active in the church and every program, including the youth ministries as well. So read next time before you go attacking or coming for my god niece. This is another family member. I'm her twin sister, Caitlin. So Kayla has a twin sister named Caitlin. I'm her twin sister, and that's my nephew. He was well taken care of and surrounded by nothing but love where he lived. My sister loved her child, and we loved our nephew. Never harmed our nephew, and was never a thought across our mind of wanting to. Only God knows the truth. Love you, baby, Kayson. Okay. So Kayla is the mother. And Caitlin, we got a twin. Caitlin Flowers. I'm her twin. Caitlin Flowers. Wow. So Nene says the ones that don't know Kayla, she would never, that's the father's fault. So please stop speaking on her. Tamika says people often jump to conclusions and assume it's the mother's fault, possibly due to postpartum issues without understanding the full situation. It's only after a tragedy like a child loss that y'all simple minded people know or even be close to know what it's like of losing someone. Blaming the mother for failing her child is unfair, especially when many people wouldn't hesitate to let the other donor see their child, trusting everything will be fine. Sometimes there are no warning signs. Oh, God. She says sometimes there's no warning signs before something goes wrong. It's important to approach these situations with empathy and avoid placing blame without knowing all the facts. Okay? Same thing just happened to my baby girl, somebody said. This is facts. They should just blame the person who is responsible. Surely whoever is the one to do such things, harmless baby, will be found. Okay. You guys, I'm gonna. Oh, wow. I wanted to. I kind of wanted to. Let's see what Caitlin is saying. She just put up there 2 days ago a the memorial thing that they're saying. So they did the vigil. So she's putting on there everything.
Yeah, let me just. You guys got enough cable? You guys got what?
Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Hold on, you guys. I wanna hear this, and then we're gonna get off of here. I gotta go to the store, but I want to hear it. Come on, it's a commercial showing right now. Come on, go off. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Inside his car seat before leaving.
Me not thinking of it because it's Randy. I just took my baby to the house because I didn't want my child to get sick. So when I went in the house, I uncovered the stroller in the car seat. my baby was lifeless.
Kayson was pronounced at the hospital later that day, but the family says doctors told them he had likely already been dead for 6 to 8 hours. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office says he died from multiple injuries with signs of child abuse, ruling his death a homicide.
Saying him in that condition, just lifeless, break our heart every single day. Kayson was supposed to be here.
As Kayson's family shares their heartache with their congregation at Roseland Christian Ministries, they're also lending on their faith that their calls for justice are answered.
He never got the chance to take his first step, never got the chance to say his first words, never got the chance to celebrate his first birthday.
Chicago police would not say if they're searching for any suspects, only calling this a death investigation.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm serious. That doesn't even make sense. And I got to watch the mother speak, you guys. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how she, was speaking. So I didn't get nothing out of seeing her. And people's like, okay, well, why the father is not arrested? Well, it's her word against his words. He's like, she came and picked up the baby earlier. She had that baby earlier or something. And they're trying to understand, well, when did the mom? I think that's the main thing. Okay, if the baby died 6-8 hours prior to the time they brought the baby to the hospital, okay, so who had the child 6 to 8 hours? That's who you arrest. And if the father had the child, you arrest the father because the father is responsible for the child. And but you're still arresting him for what? You don't know how the baby died. You probably know the baby died 6 to 8 hours. There's going to be an arrest. There's going to be arrest. I don't believe the mother's going to be arrested because here's the thing. Because she did not look at the baby doesn't make her a bad mom. You know? It doesn't make her bad. It's a lot of stuff going on, you guys. It's just crazy. You know. It's just crazy. So I'm going to switch over to messengers. I don't want to switch over to messengers. Let me see if I can put a message in. I'm messaging the sister. Oh, I almost put my other number in there. You know? Anyway, this is what this says. I want to read it. It says, this doesn't. Oh, it goes back to that. Okay. So we heard it all. I'm telling you, you guys, I just took my baby to the house because I didn't want my child to get sick. So when I went in the house, I uncovered the stroller in the car seat. My baby was lifeless, Kayla said. All right, you guys, we're going to get off of here. Hey, I see you, Freddie. I see you in the building. You guys, we're going to get off of here. I'll see you guys Monday, or I'll see you over the weekend. All right. Be good, be safe, be nice to each other. Bye.